Hello and welcome to the Annuity Show. I'm your host, Betsy Hume. So excited to be joined by Elise Roberts, the president of Secure Today Financial. We are going to talk a little bit about how annuities offer you different levels of control and guarantees than traditional retirement accounts. Elise, thank you so much for coming. I always love having you. I want to dive right in and just ask basically, how much control do people have over their annuities compared to a brokerage account or a mutual fund?
I will say that it used to be that you had all your really more control over the brokerage account because you could move monies in and out. You could take the money out whenever you wanted it. You may not make as much or you might lose an opportunity, but you had the right to do that.
Right.
Because the money's not tied up normally for a number of years or a time frame. Annuities, they do have that surrender penalty, that time frame, so you had less control over that and less liquidity. So less money you could grab if you needed it. So planning is key, but the newer annuities have allowed some amazing opportunity for additional withdrawals, more money out, controlling the investment during the year, being able to see a rate you like and lock it and not have to worry about if it went down.
Wow.
There's so many new moving parts that I have to say you get more and more control today than ever with an annuity. But it used to be you just didn't have control. You were really kind of stuck from year to year, or for a number of years if you were in a certain type of annuity. But they just have so many more opportunities today for the individual to have more control, to make changes in the middle of the year, make decisions and change their mind. And we'll talk about all of that when we meet one-to-one. That's what I do. Yeah. That is the best way that you can figure out, well, what does that mean to me and how does that work?
Right.
I don't know yet. I don't know what someone wants yet and what they're looking for, but if it's a fit, and I'll share with them how we best do that. If it's not a fit, I'm the first to tell someone, this may not be right for you. Because you do not want an annuity if it's not right for you.
Right.
And usually that's called suitability. That's someone shouldn't because maybe they have too many already. Or maybe they have not enough funds to really lock money up because based on their age, they probably shouldn't lock any up. That happens. And then I will be the first to tell someone, annuities aren't really a good fit for you and here's why.
Yeah.
And then I help them by sending them away and hopefully be able to refer them to someone that can do something that they do, that they need or they could do.
Yeah.
But you know, just having someone that knows how they work so that you don't end up in the wrong one or end up in one at all if you shouldn't have one.
Yeah.
And it's rare that that happens, but it happens.
And that's how I always know that you are a true annuity expert, because you never make blanket statements. You never say annuities are this or annuities are that, except if you're saying annuities are complex, because we all know that they are.
They have become very complex.
Yes, but you always know the latest kind of evolutions and new products or new qualities to each product that could really help an individual client. So I always appreciate that about you. I want to ask you this. What is the difference between having guaranteed income versus just drawing down on an investment portfolio?
So it could work out in someone's favor that they have their money in the market. Let's say they're in mutual funds with their advisor, and their advisor says, if we take this percentage out every year, you will probably be okay for 20 years. Okay? And or your money will last you 20 years. Well, what happens if halfway through that 20 years, the market drops 50%? And now you either have to live on less money or you might have to go back to work.
Yeah.
That is not an option at retirement. I don't want that to be someone's option. So the difference in guaranteed income, which is where annuities come in, is having some of the money set aside so that that money cannot stop. Some people don't realize that if they have money in an annuity, they can have other monies, and they should, but let's say the part that you put in the annuity to create that income for life, you turn on that income, and when you work with me, 99% will be increasing income. So now you're getting these checks for the rest of your life. Market crashes. That money that you left in the market might be half, but that check is still growing.
Yeah.
And that account might be depleting, but the annuity's paying more and more out to you, whereas the brokerage account couldn't do that. Because now there's less money, and if you're removing 5%, let's just say that's the number, 5% of
less
half of what
is less,
yeah, that's less. So you're living on less money.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you have some of your money in different places. And I think it's good to just, to definitely have a guaranteed income. because that is the cushion that will get you through retirement without any worries.
Yeah, yeah. So then, speaking of that, how does an annuity help someone manage longevity risk better than a traditional retirement
That's
plan?
basically what I just said. Let's say that you have longevity in your family.
Right.
Annuity is the number one choice for some of your money because you're going to live longer than normal. And so trying to figure out a normal lifespan on your money, it may not work that in your favor that way, because let's say you get out and you're 80 and then you lose half your money.
Right.
And you need other money for care now or other things.
Yeah.
And there's so many features in the annuities that allow for some of that. And we're going to talk about that in one of our segments where we talk about long-term care and how the annuity can protect some of that. But the difference is the guaranteed income is your safety net. And a guaranteed increasing income, if you have longevity, did you know that let's say in 20 years your annuity's empty and your checks have been growing and your $1,000 a month is now $3,000 a month? Guess what? You're getting that check for life and it's still growing.
Wow.
And the money's gone. So it could be gone, I should say.
Right.
In many cases, it doesn't disappear because it's growing as well. You're taking some out, but you're also making money.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that people didn't understand, is that, I know I didn't understand it until you just told me, is that if the check grows, it keeps growing. It doesn't matter if...
If you have increasing income, it's for life.
Wow, that's amazing. And as you said, I think longevity is kind of I don't want to say a double-edged sword, but if you are living for longer and you might need that long-term care as you get older, that's twice the necessity to have more.
That care comes as in 99% of annuities at no cost.
Wow.
So additional coverage. And again, we have a whole segment on that, so I'm not going to spoil it for everyone.
That's so funny. Hate to say it, we are out of time once again. It always goes so fast with you. I have so much fun and I learn so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks.
Before we go, I want to really encourage you to reach out to Elise. Retirement doesn't have to be uncertain time in your life. You can set yourself up so that you are sure that you have everything you need for the entirety of your life, especially if you think you might have longevity, a nice long life in your future. I encourage you to reach out to Elise and her team. You can call her at 888-526-4184 and help her dissect all of these really intricate options that you have when it comes to annuities. Help her find the exact right fit for you. Maybe you need that increasing income for life that she was talking about. Maybe you need that to help you sleep better so that you know you will never have to worry about your finances. You can enjoy your golden years of retirement and not have to ever worry about going back to work. Once again, you can call her at 888-526-4184, or you can scan that QR code that you see on your screen. That will take you to a website to give you all kinds of options to reach out to Elise and her team. Let her help you make this very complex world understandable and digestible, and help empower you to make the right choice for your future. Thank you so much for joining us on the Annuity Show. I can't wait to see you next time.